Hello guys, today I'm going to show you guys the showcase of some tools that I put in the server files client DB tools folder with the download link that I had in the first video that I made of how to make a Tales of Pirates private server. So head over to the tools section in here, and then in here you're going to see the first tool, which is going to be the CFG password generator. Basically this tool will generate the password for your CFG. In here, the one that's already in here is the default password, which generates this one that we put there already. The second tool we're gonna put is a decompiler that we have, Gemini decompiler.exe. This tool decompiles the bins in the client. So if we go to choose and then select, for example, forge item.bin, we can decompile this one, and it decompiled the forge item.txt file will appear in the same folder where the bin is. You just click decompile and we'll decompile. Next up is the mini map making tool. This one is called Yet Another Map Manager. It's basically a tool to create your own maps and do some cool stuff with your map. I'm gonna show you guys what it can do here. File, we're gonna load and import from the maps. So we basically go to the client and the map section and we load, for example, Garner.map, which is Argent City, or the whole Garner map region. Let's see, it might take a while to open at first, but it shouldn't take too long. It might say not responding and you can click it like this, but all you have to do is just wait a little bit. Let's see, anytime now. Okay, there we go. It's open. Here we can see the whole Garner map. Basically, on this tool, you can head over here and you can define the zone which can be passed through, like a zone that you can walk through, or you can define a zone that cannot be crossed, like, for example, a river or something that you cannot cross. You can define a safe zone where you can a safe zone is basically a place where a player cannot attack you, or a city. Or you can remove a safe zone so that you can see a place where you're not safe, where monsters or players can attack you. You can define a PvP invite area, for example, an area where you can invite people for bar PvPs. For example, you can put that area on a different section. Define a sea area, like where does the sea start, like where can you go by sea. Define a land area, like where you can walk and stuff. Define an area considered as land and sea, like bridges and docks. You can modify the texture and edit specific areas in here, and you can select different areas inside the Garner map or the map that you select in here. And you can define high spot points or set area light colors. So there's a lot of stuff you can do, and also you can draw the minimap and texture tools in here with selected pens and the sizes of it. And put different plugins like isolate generator, apply texture blending. So you can do a lot with this tool in combination with the editor later on after you've created your map. So it's very essential, and you can edit these layers here and textures and map info and areas in here, and you can select different, and you can create different colors for different sections of the map. So it indicates different stuff in here. So it's a very, very useful tool if you want to get started in just playing around with this, making your own map, or and edit objects on your map later, or create mini-maps for maps that doesn't have a mini-map, or modify the mini-map if you modify the map. So it's very useful for all these things, and define safe zones and remove safe zones. So it's a very, very useful tool. I suggest checking it out. Okay, moving on. Next tool we're going to go to is Pko Model Viewer. In this tool you can view the Pko models or Tales of Pirates models. All you have to do is choose directionary. You have to find that client folder of yours. Mine should be down here. There we go. Not there. There. Gotta find the client, and then the model, and then, for example, the item We're gonna click OK, and we're gonna click Open Directory, because now we have that directory there. Okay, we're gonna open Map Objects. Let's see. Now we're gonna open Geometry Objects here, because we can click plus on that. And we can select from whatever we want here. Okay, so here we can just view the models basically with our left click, go in and zoom out with your mouse forward. The purple things here are just missing textures, or textures that's not there. We can view these high poly models that we have for this good graphic game, and we can check all these things. It's just to view models basically. You can't edit models, you can only view the models. If you would like to edit your models, I suggest you open these files in programs with various plugins like 3ds Max or Blender, depending on if you have plugin to import models to that program from the client. Okay, we're gonna go out here. The next thing I'm gonna show you guys is Creator of Accounts v2.0. So in here we can create our game accounts, an admin account or normal account depending on what we want. So to log in here, we have to use our host, and our host is basically our PC name inside Microsoft SQL Server. We're gonna copy paste this PC name, and we're gonna put it up here. SA is already our login, and our password is gonna be our SQL password, which is this one by default, unless you have changed it. Then select that password that you made here. Not this one, but the password that you made, not the MD5 hash one. Gonna copy paste it in here and click login. Successfully connected. From here we can create our username like test2 and a password test2, and the password again is test2, and the email can be .yahoo.com. It can be anything, doesn't matter. Do we want a normal account or an admin account? Now we want a normal account. Okay, create. Account created successfully, and from there you can just log in. Okay, so that's it for that tool. Next thing we're gonna want to go to is the Ipchanger.exe. In here, this tool has to be put inside the client. If you want to use this tool, I think I already put this tool inside the client here. Yeah, it's already in here. So to use it, this tool basically changes the IP and the server name of the client and the ISIL name. So if you want to have a different server name, you can put it in here, or a different ISIL name, you can put it in here, and then click apply, and it will get applied immediately to the client. So make sure that you start this one that's from here, the client, and not the one in the tool section. Next thing we want to do is go to Keygen Password in here. This one is going to generate the password, the generated password. Basically, if you type this password in here, it's gonna generate this password in here. It's quite useful to generate a password of your own if you don't want to use the default one. Or MD5 hash if you want to MD5 hash a password. MD5 hash passwords are used for login passwords in a database. So if you type test1, then I can click encrypt, and this will be the encrypted password of test1. Then we can copy paste this one and change the password of our accounts in the SQL server. Basically, in here inside, if we go in here, we can go to account server and then db account login, and then we can copy paste it in here and edit the MD5 hash password from here. You don't need to edit the original password, just this one, and make sure everything is in caps lock like it is in this tool. That's why this tool is very, very good for that. Okay, so that's all the guides for the tools. Thank you guys for watching.